Hey guys, welcome to the video and thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to preview the matchup between Peoria Rivermen and Roanoke Railyard Dawgs. Roanoke is making their first road trip to Peoria to play in a two-game weekend series, and I look forward to it. This has been a great competitive rivalry back and forth. These are the two most current teams that's won a President Cup. In the middle of Rivermen winning a President's Cup, Dawgs did. It went Rivermen, Dawgs, Rivermen. So, again, this is always a great competitive matchup between these two teams and a fun one to watch if you're a fan. So, we're going to get right into this, break down this pregame, kind of go over briefly what the teams did in the previous weekend in their matchups and point out some players to highlight and keys for a victory for both teams involved. We're going to start with the Roanoke Railyard Dawgs. Now the Railyard Dawgs coming into Peoria are 0-2, dropping both games to Fayetteville, one in Roanoke and one in Fayetteville. Both games were interesting and entertaining, to say the least. First game, Fayetteville jumped out on top of the Dawgs and had a really great showing, but the Dawgs made it interesting. Got a couple quick goals in the third and pushed OT for Reggie Millett to put in the game winner and take game one in Roanoke. Big win for Fayetteville. They headed to Fayetteville, the Dawgs did, and that game was so interesting. I mean, no goalie from either team really played well, and that includes the backup for Dawgs. Kenny gave up 6 goals. I mean, not the strongest showing for Kenny in the world by no means. And then Tyler Roy actually started the game for the Dawgs and was taken out a little under 7 minutes into the game, giving up 4 goals on 8 shots. Yep, you heard that right. 4 goals on 8 shots, taken out in the first 7 minutes. So not exactly the best showing of the Roanoke Railyard team defense, and not the best showing for Roy at net. So bring in Rodebush, and he doesn't do any better, really. He gives up 5 goals in the game and on 15 shots. So overall, Roanoke allowed 23 shots on goal and gave up 9 goals. That's not a good percentage to have. Giving up only 23 shots to see 9 goals go in, that's pretty terrible, actually. And that speaks not only just to the goalies, but like I said, the team defense in front of the goalies. Just not a great showing at all in this game. So I hope you bring that to Peoria with you, because if you do, you're going to lose a couple more games. Roanoke traveling to Peoria. Everybody knows Rivermen holds the record for best home record overall and most wins at home in a season. Rivermen are incredibly tough to beat in Peoria, only losing 1 regulation game last year. So with this type of effort the Dawgs showed, you can't expect to win a game against Peoria in Peoria if that's the effort you're going to bring. So with that, we're going to get into some players to highlight heading into Peoria, and then keys to the game for Roanoke. So a few players that stood out to me, one being Jacob Kelly. He had 1 goal and 3 assists on the weekend. And Mac Jansen had 2 goals on the weekend. And Tim Kent, I believe he's a newcomer, had 3 goals and 3 assists on the weekend. These 3 showed the most life to me. Smirnoff showed a little life too. But it's more about him being physical than anything. He was very physical in game 2, but couldn't get an assist or a goal. So those are some players to watch out for. I think Jacob Kelly could be a key guy for Roanoke this year, and he's an energy guy, right? He gets the team going. Same with Mac Jansen, former captain. Now Nick Ford's the captain, which is kind of weird, but Mac Jansen brings the energy too, and brings leadership and veteran experience. Tim Kent, he had himself a fine weekend. We'll see if he can continue that in Peoria and see what he has in store for the Rivermen. Some keys to the game for Roanoke Railyard Dawgs. After last weekend, play team defense. Got to back check. Got to get back and play defense, block shots, clear the zone, and help out Rodebush, who will most likely be getting the start in Peoria. And don't hang them out to dry. If you let Rivermen slap shots on Rodebush all day, they're going to find the back of the net. So, got to play better disciplined team defense and get in clog the shooting lanes and passing lanes and really disrupt the Rivermen's rhythm. Also, have a strong outing for Rodebush. Rodebush has really got to come out and be a stud between the pipes and really shut the Rivermen down. So if not, it could be a long night again for the Railyard Dawgs. And key number 3, hammer the gas pedal, especially in the third period. Rivermen's been known to lay back. They did that against Quad City in game 1. So hammer the gas pedal down on the Rivermen. Doesn't matter if the Rivermen are up 4-1, doesn't matter. Hammer the gas pedal. I think Dogs have shown a great ability to come back in games no matter the score. I mean, if you look at it, they pushed the first game to overtime after being down by 2 goals late in the third. And they were down big in this game too. And they ended up tying the game after being down 3 goals, 6-6. So, like I said, Dogs, that's the one thing they can hang their hats on and be proud of. They have the ability to come back, especially in that third period. So, hammer that gas pedal down on the third period if you're the Dogs. Regardless of what that scoreboard reads, whether you have the lead or not, you got to hammer that gas pedal down in the third. All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Rivermen side of things. Now, as I stated before, Rivermen unfortunately lost game 1 in Quad Cities. Had a strong showing, a good game, just faltered in the third period and allowed Quad City to grind their way back into the game and end up getting the win in overtime. Rivermen had 35 shots on goal, and they allowed 31. Got to do a little bit better on that shots allowed number. 31 is quite a few for the Rivermen squad. Like I said, they ended up losing 3-2 in overtime. Now they have an 0-1 record as well. But the good news for Rivermen is they come home to play in Peoria, where they play the best hockey. So I look for an exciting, entertaining matchup here, and I look for the Rivermen to come out on all cylinders firing against this squad to make up for that loss in Quad Cities. Some players to highlight for the Rivermen. Alec Bear, newly cemented captain in Peoria, got himself 2 goals in game 1, one being a power play goal. So he's picking up right where he left off last season and doing his thing and putting points on the board. I really seen a lot out of Carlos Forneras, newcomer to the Rivermen. He had an assist in that game last night. He was all over the place, skating everywhere, being physical, being good on the puck. I really liked his play out there from what I've seen, and I think he's going to get on the board quite a few times for the Rivermen over the course of the season. Last player I'm going to highlight is also newcomer and defender Johnny Onso. guy from Australia. I had the pleasure of sitting down and meeting and talking with him at a season ticket holder dinner. Great kid, great defender. I've seen a lot of energy out of him, and he is a good defender. He's good on the puck. He's good at disrupting plays, and I liked what I seen out of him. So, I good things from the newcomers in Rivermen. I did see a lot of them really kind of step up and play big for the Rivermen. Just Brett Moran had a great game. The 2 goals that got by him, nobody was stopping. One of them being a 5-on-3. Just well-placed shot, perfectly timed in both cases. And same with Colby Muse. The goals that were scored on him were well earned. They weren't give me goals to allow Quad City to tie the game. The only goal that I kind of rolled my eyes at and was like, man, you should have had that one, was the overtime winner. I still stand firm on that after watching it numerous times. Yes, it was a well-executed shot, but a shot that needs saved. You have no traffic in front of you. That was taken from outside the circle a little bit in the zone, and he just whizzed it right by him. I don't think Muse expected it to get in on him that quick, and he was just beat, plain and simple. So I don't know who's going to take the net for Game 1 in Peoria. I thought it would be Coburn in Quad Cities, and it was Muse. Maybe it'll be Coburn in Game 1 against the Dogs. We'll just have to wait and see. Keys to the game for the Rivermen is to continue to play your physical brand style of hockey. Get in the face of the opponents, pressure them, and don't let them breathe. Throw the Dogs off their game mentally, make them play Rivermen style hockey, and they'll struggle out there. Also, make clean entries with the puck and be winning face-offs. We really didn't have the best job in the face-off circle in Game 1. Yeah, I felt we could have done better in that area, and we could make more clean entries into the zone without just playing dump and chase. I would like to see them make more forcible entries in the zone instead of playing dump and chase. And also, don't let off the gas. Finish strong. Okay, you played a outstanding first 2 periods in Quad Cities. The pressure was on. You were giving them all they can handle, and you completely laid back in the 3rd period. Can't be doing that against the Dogs. The Dogs are an outstanding comeback team. So if you lay off of them in the 3rd period, guess what? They're going to crawl right back into the game. So Rivermen really got to hammer down their gas pedal in the 3rd period and keep it hammered down. No lead is a safe lead, especially against the Dogs. So protect your lead, protect your goalie, and be aggressive on the puck and attack the puck in the 3rd period. Don't lay off. Those are my keys. Those are my players. I look for a great game. I'm excited. And I think the Rivermen have a very good chance at taking the W on Banner Night. And we'll see how this weekend goes. So with that, I'll wrap it up. And I always keep it Rivermen style.